Hello, everyone. My name is Steve from Supermods Tech, and today we're going to be going over on how to start a home business selling on eBay. Now, we're a tech company, so we sell a lot of, we repair Apple devices, we repair Apple stuff. So we have a whole bunch of Apple stuff lying around. And lately, we've started to list our stuff online, and it's been selling, so it's been doing okay. So what we're going to do today, we're going to show you guys how to go about starting a business similar to this one, buying Mac stuff, breaking it down for parts, selling it to make a profit. So you don't need a whole ton of money for this. This is going to be a video series. We're going to have it about 10 to 15-minute segments. You don't need a lot of money. You could start with as little as $100 if you have. And this will be a perfect side hustle, side business to get you going and get your feet wet and selling on eBay and selling online. Now I'm gonna go over a whole bunch of steps on what you have to look out for when you're selling on eBay. Like for instance, you have to look out for who you're buying from, what you're buying. Make sure it's something that wasn't dipped under the ocean. I've seen that before. Make sure you're buying something that is of value where you could at least make back your money. You don't want to spend too much either where you're over the budget. You want to spend just enough to see if it's worth it. And we're going to show some steps on how you can go about finding stuff like this. Now, eBay system is pretty simple. You go on it, you buy something, you wait for it to get here. There's a few tips and tricks we're going to show you. Number one, never trust what the person selling you is selling you on eBay because some people are not honest. They'll tell you half of the story, and then when you get it, it's something totally different. Do not buy from technicians and tech companies like myself because basically what will happen is the device will can't be fixed anymore and they'll piece something together and they'll just put it on eBay and sell it just to make money because it's just old parts lying around. Number three, you want to make sure when you're buying something that you're buying from somebody that is not as tech savvy. Maybe it's a new eBay seller. You want to look for somebody with low feedback, new eBay seller. You want to look for somebody that's selling something. Oh, they sell a whole ton of books and something else. And from them selling something else, you can see that, oh, they're just selling a one computer that doesn't work. So they just want to get rid of it. And the key here is to buy things that you could actually make profit off of. You don't want to buy something that you can't make profit. There is times where you can lose. You're not going to win all the time. You have to just be very cautious on what you're buying, what you're spending your money on, because you can lose. But we're going to minimize losing with this system. So if you follow these directions and what I'm telling you to do, there's ways that you won't actually physically lose. You just make your money back. So the key is here to always make your money back on a purchase. You don't want to go under where you lose. Now you have to watch out for eBay. eBay takes fees, PayPal takes fees, shipping takes fees. eBay even takes fees for shipping, which I find is pretty absurd. But these are some of the things that you have to look out for and when you're selling on eBay. But it's okay because we're going to show you these steps and we're going to jump over to eBay, look around, see if we could find anything, and just kind of guide you in the right direction. Now, you want to look for new items that are newly listed, buy it now. You want to look for items that you can do, items that's auctioned as well. You want to look for best offers. The auction, you got to use sniping tools. The new buy it now, you just got to be on the alert looking for new stuff. So as somebody lists, you might find a deal very quickly because if you don't look quick as you snap your fingers, going somebody already bought it. And then you have the best offer feature where you can just make an offer. Like, I like the best offer because you could offer them like the bottom dollar, which you would pay for it. Either they're going to accept it or they're not going to accept it. And then life goes on. So these are the main steps we're going to look into. So without any further ado, we're going to click over the eBay side and get started on finding out what to buy and find items to buy. So I'm going to click over to my Firefox here. Just let me get over to my Firefox. I'm going to start a new eBay search here because I was looking in this search and it didn't have much items in there to find. So I'm going to search for something like MacBook Pro. Oh, my caps lock is on something. MacBook Pro, Retina as is. Now you don't want to go too old in units. Like I would start at maybe 2011. I wouldn't go no older than that because a lot of those units are obsolete. A lot of people aren't using them anymore. And if you go to those units that are obsolete, you're just gonna be sitting on parts and they're not gonna sell. So you wanna stay around, 2011 maximum old age up to at least 2000, the latest model that you could find on a great deal, and start from there. So MacBook Pro Retina as is. Let's see what comes up here. Okay, so now we coming up with a few stuff. I like to bracket out things. If I'm gonna look for auction, I look for auction. I'm gonna look for buy it now items because those are probably gonna be best offer items if you take a look at it. Now, you want to buy things that are typically functioning with little to less flaws on it, maybe dings and dents somewhere. If you can't find things of that nature, it's okay. Just go ahead and look around. So we have a MacBook 13-inch Retina 2014, 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gig. It seems pretty complete. You want to try to buy units as complete as possible. You don't want to buy something that's completely scrapped because that's where you're going to lose. You want to buy complete items that you could break down, possibly have the hard drive in it, or the RAM chips, have parts in it where you could actually have stuff to sell. So this person is selling this for $264, which I think is not a bad price, but let's read the description and see what's going on with this device. First thing we're gonna do is take a look at the seller, and he sells a lot of stuff. He has a very high rated feedback system. Now, don't forget, if you guys have questions, you could always comment below. We're always here to help. If something's confusing you or you need some advice, we'll be gladly more than to help you and answer you in the description. So let's see what he has for sale otherwise than that. So this is a tech person. He is a tech person, but it seems to me he's an IT professional where he gets a lot of devices and he just posts them up for sale as is. He's selling a lot of phones. He's not really into selling parts as much. He has a lot of broken phones for sale. So he's in the industry of selling broken devices, and he's not stripping them down. He's just selling them as is how he gets them. As you can see, we're clicking through here, and this is what he's selling. So he's selling a lot of devices, some good, some broken, some good condition. But he's not in the parts industry, which is seems very good. So this is a liable seller to buy from. Let's just go back to the computer now. So now we're back at the computer, and he's selling it for 264. So let's read his description and see what he says about the product. That's the typical description. Let's see what he has here. Okay, so he's selling it as is, no returns, no power adapter, no box, laptop included, 8 gigs of RAM, 2.6 i5. Okay. The device has a cracked LCD. The frame is damaged on the lower housing of the device. Device is fully functional with external monitor or replacement screen. Hand tested by our specialist, top of the line software, fully and to ensure complete functionality. Battery is in normal working condition. Okay, now this item is not a bad item to buy because I'm pretty sure that the logic board alone, you're gonna make this money back. Okay, so let's say we spend 264. You have the top half of the case is still good, even though the screen is busted. You could sell that for parts. The battery still good. You could sell that for parts. The SSD is included. You could sell that for parts. And you could sell a logic board and the IO board. Overall, the computer is in not bad shape. So this is something I would recommend to buy if you're in this business. $264. You can't excuse me, make your money back. It's not an absolute loss. Let's go look around for some more. Here goes a 15-inch, 1398. See what it comes with. Oh, this was scrapped. Battery was scrapped out. SSD is missing. I wouldn't recommend this because we wouldn't know if the screen works. If the screen works, it's worth it. Let's see. What do you say? Up for bid is a non-working MacBook Pro Retina that does not power up and sold as for parts. Yeah, obviously this thing's been scrapped and worked on. This seller probably sells a lot of stuff. Yep, so he's selling parts. You don't want to buy from him because he's basically selling you his junk. You don't want to buy nobody's junk, so you got to be very aware. Now, it is a little competitive business, but I recommend that you definitely use this business as a store model. Like you want to set up a little basic eBay store and you want to put stuff online for 30 days, good till cancel. You want to make sure it stays up there. And I'm going to show you guys how to title stuff properly, how to find the titles, how to list everything so that your stuff gets ranked up there and you'll be able to see it and it gets sold. Uh what you have to do here is be very cautious in what you're buying. So these are the first steps. What we'll do in one video, not this video, we'll physically go through the steps of buying something and I'll show you guys how to break it down and get it down to repair. But in the parts business, it's a lot of money. So let's look for a logic board, let's say. Just to give you guys an example. So this is a 820-3332. All right. This logic board is nasty. We're gonna look for something else. So 8203-3332 logic board. Okay, this is being sold as is, so these are faulty logic boards. So as we go further down, as you can see, people are selling a 2012 i7 logic board for $332. That is a lot of money. If you can go online and find a computer, let's say $500 in good working condition, one of these units, you're able to sell this back and get decent profit back. As long as the unit is functioning, the logic board is good. In my case, I could buy something with a bad logic board because I know how to fix them. So if I buy something with a bad logic board, it really wouldn't hurt me. I would be able to fix it. And then if I can't fix it, I'll just sell it as is for parts. So these are the things that, this is what can intrigue you to make money. Now, if you list a lot of these things going over time, now you will start to see that, hey, $300, bam, ching, $343, bam, ching. There's lots of profit margin here to make some money, especially if you buy it cheap. Even if I bought one and I had one for sale, I would sell it cheaper than everybody else. I would sell it for 300 bucks. I would sell it for as cheap as possible so that it physically gets sold. You want to be the lowest seller and you want to keep your money flowing. And the quickest way to do that is to sell low so that you can go back and buy more inventory. Now, I'm going to click back over here because my time is almost running out on this series. I want you guys to stay tuned for the next video. I'll have a link to the next video in the description and I'll have a card pop out that, will link you to the next video. So let me just click back over here to the camera. And I'm going to have you guys follow me through this series on how to list, how to get the parts, how to make the money, how to break it down, do the testing, and all that stuff. Now, remember, this is for tech savvy people. I'm not trying to say that everybody's tech savvy. There's people that don't know how to open these things, or they're scared to open these things, or they don't know the how. But I'm going to show you guys in future videos how this system works. We're going to go along together through this process, and I'm going to show you guys how to make money selling Mac parts on eBay. Now, I want you guys to please consider subscribing to my channel because there's going to be future videos. Please leave comments below. I will answer any questions that you guys have. And I want to see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned for episode 2. Thank you.